Welcome to the Small Programming School on Commodore 64 in BASIC, a text that guides you through the basics of programming on the legendary machine that marked the era of the 1980s. Through this guide, we will get acquainted with the basic commands, writing the first programs, and creating simple programs for using the C64 as a programming tool. Ready? Turn on your Commodore 64 or start your favorite emulator and dive into the world of retro coding. We will use two emulators while working, CCS64 ver 3.9.2 and Vice ver 2.2. There are newer versions of these programs, but in our opinion, these versions are the best optimized. First, we will create a blank.d64 file, virtual diskette, via the Vice emulator. On this diskette, we will store all our works during learning. We go to the option Attach Disk Image Drive 8, and then we will give the file name Lessons. In the bottom right corner where it says New Image, we will give the disk name Examples in the Name option. Then click on the Create Image button. Of course, since this file simulates the size of a floppy disk, 166 kilobytes and 664 blocks, it cannot be filled endlessly with data, but for our needs it will be more than sufficient, and we can always create a new virtual diskette. We now go to File, Attach Disk Image, Drive 8, and select the file we created, lessons.d64, and double-click on it, or click once, and then the Attach button. We do this every time we start the emulator so that we can save our work into this file using the save commands that we will learn later. Screen Editor. The C64 computer's screen editor has many advantages. It allows us to move the cursor. The flashing square is the cursor on the C64 and shows the place where the symbol we type will appear using the arrows across the entire screen. On the real C64, there are only two arrows for movement, down, right, which in combination with the Shift key give movement up, left, i.e. in all four directions. In the emulator, we have four arrows that are all functional, but we can also use the combinations. The most important of all keys is the return key, emulator, enter. By pressing this key, we let the computer know that we want it to accept what we have typed and try to process it. If it does not understand what we wrote, a message will appear notifying us, and the most famous of all is syntax error, which informs us that we have entered an unknown command. The home key moves the cursor to the beginning of the screen, and in combination with the Shift key, clears it. When typing, we get the display of letters and numbers, and if we hold down the Shift key, we get the characters printed on the left side of the letter keys, and for the number keys, the characters above them. If we hold the Commodore key, emulator control, we get the characters printed on the right side of the letter keys. If we click on the Shift lock key, it will lock in the down position, and from then on, the letter keys will print the characters from their left side, but for the number keys, there will be no change. By pressing Shift lock again, we return it to the normal position and typing returns to letters. To delete the character to the left of the cursor, we use inst del, emulator backspace, And if we hold Shift at the same time, we insert a blank space where the cursor is located, and the rest of the text in the line shifts one position to the right. If we press the Commodore key, emulator Control, and Shift simultaneously, we will get lowercase letters on the screen. From this moment, we are no longer in character set 1, display of uppercase letters and symbols, but in character set 2, display of lowercase and uppercase letters. We change the color of characters by pressing Control, Emulator tab, and numbers from 1 to 8 for the first 8 colors, and by pressing the Commodore key, Emulator Control, and numbers from 1 to 8 for the other 8 colors, a total of 16 colors. For inverse mode, characters are displayed inverted. The background gets the foreground color and vice versa. We press Ctrl and 9, and to disable it, Ctrl and 0. Variables. Before starting programming, we need to learn about a very important capability of the computer that allows most of our programs to function. What are variables? Variables can be imagined as boxes in the computer that contain numbers or text. We can further work with these boxes. With numerical data, we can perform various arithmetic operations, calculate desired functions, etc. And with text data, we can concatenate, add, subtract, search, and much more. Numerical variables are denoted by letters or words, and their value is assigned through commands or simply with the equal sign, e.g. r equals 5 or result equals 5. Text variables are also denoted by letters or words, but the $sign is added to them. Their value is also assigned through commands or with the equal sign, and quotation marks are used, e.g. $idol equals Miki or name equals Miki. Direct and program mode. If during work we want to immediately see the result of a command, we will type it and give it arguments, after which we will press the return enter on the emulator key. The result will immediately appear on the screen. This is the so-called direct mode. Now comes the main part. To create a program that will later be executed in basic C64 BASIC, as in basics of most other 8-bit computers, we assign program line numbers to the same commands, 10, 20, 30. You may wonder why we don't start with 1, 2, 3. The answer is simple. When, during work, we want to insert some commands between two already entered program lines, we can insert some number in between and enter the desired commands. For example, 15 will, of course, be between lines 10 and 20, which is extremely useful and very often applied during program creation. We can copy a program line by moving the cursor to its number, changing it, and pressing return enter. To delete a desired program line, we type its number and press return enter. To restore a deleted line, if it is still visible on the screen, move to it and press enter. Basic commands. Print, printing text in quotation marks, displaying calculation results and variable values. Command formats, print, hello C64, displays the text hello C64 on the screen without quotation marks. Print 5 plus 7, displays the result 12 on the screen. Print R displays the numeric value of the variable R, in our example 5. Print name displays the text value of the variable name, in our example Miki. The print command is used for displaying text or variable values, as well as for direct and program calculations. This command also allows showing results of various calculations. It is used with minor variations when working with printers, disks, databases, etc. If we want to use this command in a program, we assign it a program number and thus begin programming. 10 print. Hello C64. When we press enter, nothing will happen because the command we wrote will be stored in the computer memory and will wait to be started, listed, or deleted. Listing the program. This command shows what we entered as a program. Command formats. Lists the whole program in memory. List 10 will list only the program line with this number or any number that exists in the program. List -50 will list program lines from the beginning to 50. List 30 to 70 will list program lines from 30 to 70. List 80 will list program lines from 80 to the end of the program. Run, starting the program. This command is very important because it serves to start the program from memory. The program executes sequentially unless some command redirects the flow to another program line. Command formats. Run starts the program from the first line in memory. Run 50 starts the program from line 50. You decide which line number you want to start from. Go to the desired program line. We use this command when we want the program, instead of executing sequentially, to jump to a certain program line. Command format go to 10, go to program line 10, or any other as desired. Now we can already create a small program using this and the previous command we learned. 10 print hello C64, 20 go to 10. When we type the command run and press the return enter on the emulator key, the program will start executing. In the first program line 10, the text hello C64 will be displayed on the screen, and the cursor text output will move to the next screen line. The second program line will return the program counter back to the first line so that the same text will appear again, and so on indefinitely. To stop the program execution, we need to press the run stop key, that is the ESC key. Saving the program. This command saves our program to cassette or diskette. Its basic form is save program name, 1 for cassette. The number 1 here indicates that it's a cassette, and it is implied, so it is not necessary to enter it. Save program name 8T11 for diskette. The number 8 indicates that it's the main disk, and it is mandatory to enter it, while 1 indicates saving according to the memory map / when saving basic programs, it can be omitted, but I recommend you include it. Since we already have the program from earlier, we will save it to the disk or in the file in the emulator as follows. New, deleting the program. This command deletes the program from memory. Enter this command directly. When you use the list command, you will see that the program is gone. Loading the program. This command loads the desired program from cassette or diskette. Its basic form is load program name, 1 for cassette, as with the save command. The number 1 indicates cassette and is implied, so it is not necessary to enter it. Load program name 8-1 for diskette, as with save. 8 indicates the main disk, and it must be entered, while 1 indicates loading according to the memory map. When loading basic programs, it can be omitted, but I recommend including it. Verify. Verifying the correctness of program saving. This command checks whether the desired program is correctly saved on the cassette or disk. If everything is fine, you will get the message ready, and if not, the message verify error will appear. And so the first lesson has come to an end. There are still many options and fine details, but for now, this is quite enough. In the end, keep this in mind. What separates a good programmer from an excellent one is the will to learn and experiment. Don't be satisfied only with what you learn from courses, websites, magazines, or any other source. Always look for what can be added, removed, improved, or corrected, how that program would look if you had made it from the beginning, etc., etc., etc. In one word, be persistent, curious, and always strive for a better and more functional program.